Hey everyone, Caitlin here. I wanted to do a bit of a different video today, kind of different than my, all the thoughts streams. This I really wanted to kind of show the work and kind of show me walking the walk and demonstrating something that I work through with a lot of my clients and with myself. And so in this moment, in the last 20 minutes or so, I've kind of been overwhelmed with a lot of fear, and particularly fear about failure, which is really common for a lot of us. Many people have this core belief of being a failure or not being good enough or not being worthy. And when that gets triggered, the reactions that happen within us can feel really, really overwhelming. And so I was sitting in this kind of state of overwhelm, and I thought that this would be a really good opportunity to kind of show the process and show how we can work through these moments mindfully and observe what's going on from us or within us, rather than running away from it and pushing it away. So I have this whiteboard here. I don't know how well this is going to work. But for me in this moment, you don't have to do it, visually in this sense. You don't have to, have it written out or anything like that. You can just visualize it or imagine it or really just put words to something. But for me and for the purposes of this video, I like the visual, and I think it's really helpful. So kind of one of the first things that I try and ask myself in these moments is to identify the actual feelings and what it is that's going on for me internally. So for me, the biggest one that's coming up right now is, this is gonna be bad, is fear, for sure. That looks terrible. But fear is definitely coming up, and the way I'm noticing that, I'm feeling shakes, like my hands are shaky, so that's my demonstration of shakes. My heartbeat is pounding really, really fast. And then aside from the fear, there's also some shame that I'm feeling. Oh, that's backwards. Nope, that's also backwards. Shame. And at any moment, especially in moments of overwhelm, there's going to be a variety of emotions going on, right? Maybe embarrassment also, or sadness if we start really leaning into the fear. And every emotion is connected with some bodily experience as well. There's typically some reaction that's also going on in our body, because everything is really connected, and that mind-body connection is something that a lot of us aren't in tune with, right? And so with the shame, for me, it's harder for me to pinpoint an internal sensation that I'm getting, but I have noticed that my body posture is very shrunken in, almost like I'm trying to hide, and I'm trying to make myself smaller because I don't want to be seen in this moment, because I'm kind of living, or I was very connected with this fear and this concept of being a failure. And so since I'm struggling to write on the board, I'm not going to try and write out all these thoughts, but the other really important piece of this, of noticing and tuning in with your internal experiences, in addition to your emotions and your physical sensations, is your thoughts, and really kind of noticing what is that dialogue, what is that stream of information going through your mind. And so for me right now, in this kind of triggered state of this fear of failure, for me there are a ton of questions, like what if, is that right? I don't know. Like what if I fail, or what if I mess up, or what's gonna happen if I don't successfully do this thing, or are people going to be disappointed? And noticing those questions and those thoughts, another thought that I kind of just came forward is like, who do you think you are? what makes you so special, right? And when we're just living in those thoughts and questions, they can very easily take over and continue to perpetuate all of these difficult emotions and all of this discomfort that we really typically don't want to feel. But if we step outside of them and we just notice them, and we put words to them, or we put visuals to them, we are we are separating ourselves from those thoughts. So rather than being super fused with it and with all these questions of, oh, what's going to happen and what if I fail, putting words to it allows me to then look at this thought and say, oh, okay, I see you. I see that you're here. And maybe I don't like it. I don't like the fact that these thoughts and questions are coming up. But I'm not this thing. I'm not the thought. I am an observer looking at the thought. So externalizing it, again, however you choose to do it for yourself, whether it's, written out visually, you're trying to write backwards, or whether it's imagining, that you are literally grabbing this, internal emotion or thought and you're kind of taking it out and placing it on the ground. Externalizing that thing gives you the space and the distance to observe it and to be less consumed by it. So I hope that was somewhat helpful. And this is, again, something that, I've done in sessions with clients. I do with myself often, not always on a whiteboard, but in some way to really just tune into what's going on and try to release it and, regain my composure in a way of stepping out as the observer, noticing all those things, and then still kind of choosing what direction I want to go in. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think, and if you want more content like this, because if it's helpful, I will definitely post more. All right, bye.